What's up, family? Shalom, shalom. It's the Hebrew Life again. It's your Jerusalem, and I'm back with another lesson. Excuse the noise in the background. I'm back, family. We're gonna call this one "The Fallen" in the Book of Enoch. All right. We're gonna call this one "The Fallen." I'm trying to wait for some people to get in the room. I got a lot of knowledge to drop today, this morning. Shabbat shalom to all my oxen and hops out there. You know, been busy, but never too busy for the fam. You know, just been going back to the drawing board. You know, we all gotta humble ourselves. We all gotta go back to the drawing board and go back into the. I basically go back as a student. You know, sometimes we get so deep into our work we forget that we the students. We gotta go back to the drawing board. You know, I see a lot of camps out there. A lot of Hebrew camps out there is waking up to the truth that the 12 tribe chart is not real. You know, congratulations. All praise to that. You know, hopefully they can get fully on track, you know, with their ways, and so the whole Israel can have a better name, you know. I see shout out to all the Hebrews overseas in Israel representing, you know, shout out to all of them doing their thing over there. You know, it's like we missing. It's like they have what we missing and we have what they missing, kind of in a sort of way. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but they culture, the way they dress, and the way they represent over there is just, you know what I'm saying. This is totally what we need to be at here in Babylon in America, or whatever you want to call it. Habitation for devils. Okay. I don't know how many people we got on, but we finna kick this lesson off. You know, time is value. Time is of essence. Okay. We're gonna call this one the fallen. You know, most people don't know that the fallen angels is responsible for a lot of the culture and a lot of the religions and a lot of the things you see today. You know, a lot of the things the fallen angels are behind it. Whether it's Egypt, all these great monuments in the world that people praise, wood and stone, you know, there's a fallen angel behind it. And most people don't know this. That's why the Most High said you should serve no other gods. But me, no other God but me. That lets you know that there's other gods. You know, we're gonna, I'm gonna try to go to that. We shouldn't be serving these other guys. All these other guys behind, you know, different religions, Islam, and you know, all of these different religions is just there's a fallen angel behind it. Whether that's a monument, it was probably dedicated to a fallen angel. This is pre-flood information. A lot of people don't understand that before, you know, and I probably never even talked about this. Before I even got into the truth, I was interested in the God that caused the flood. I was interested in why the flood happened and what caused the Most High to wreak havoc on the earth like that. And then, you know, I searched high and low. You know, I did African studies. I studied all these cultures before I came into the truth of the Most High, which answered all my questions. It answered all my questions about what happened before the flood. Okay, dinosaurs, aliens, and the whole nine. You know, the History Channel, these movies, these people who write these books, they getting rich off of what the Most High done already discussed, and he done already gave the secrets out in the book of Enoch, in the book in the Holy Scriptures and the Torah. You know, people don't understand this. They get rich off of the writings of our people, off of our history, off of the Most High, and they give him no credit. They deny the power, but they try to act. They try to act as if they powerful when they use the stories of our ancestors. They try to gain the glory, but they don't want to give respect and pay homage to who it need to be paid to. Let's get into this. You know, I'm happy to be back. You know, I don't even want to say I'll be back. I've been watching. I've been out. I've been watching. I've been on YouTube still, but you know, going through some technical difficulties. You know, I got to get my computer fixed. You know, I was gonna start trying to go live on the laptop, but you know, I got to get the screen fixed. You know, I don't mind discussing that with y'all because y'all family. You know, we got a problem. You know, money tight. You know, but we gonna make it work. We had to come through. We doing this on my phone right now. Let's go to Genesis 6. We got to kick this off with some script, because when you read the scriptures in the Holy Bible today, they don't. It seems like it's a blur. It's like they go straight past the giants, and this is a major part. They go straight past the pre-flood. This is a major part of history. This is a major part of scripture, but you wouldn't know because it's kind of skimmed across, and that's done on purpose. The book of Enoch and the Apocrypha and a few other scriptures was included in the original texts of the scriptures, but through people, through them eliminating stuff, making a canon, and you know, allowing certain things to get through and allowing other things, and allowing what they want to be seen to get through, and the message they want to paint out instead of the true message of the Most High. So they threw a book over there. They threw a lost book over there, and we have to go and locate these. And if it don't correlate with the original scriptures, with the Torah, with the Holy Bible, then we really not even gonna go with it. But if you read the book Enoch, you'll see it totally correlates with the scriptures. So there's no with me. You got these people out here who say, "Oh, the book of Enoch don't read it." Well, I don't agree with them people. Because if you read the book of Enoch, I don't see no problem. I think it totally agrees and correlates with the scripture, and they give you more insight on, and it answers a lot more questions that need to be answered. A lot of people need to be told so they can fully understand script. Because when they come out these churches, they don't understand that they've been preached a false doctrine. So they don't understand things, and then they think they've already been to the top and talked to the people who know God and understand the Bible when they haven't. That's why we're here. That's why the Hebrew Life is here. That's why shout out to all my brothers out there who represent for the Most High. Yeah, shout out, because we represent, we waking everybody up. We the true watchmen. We doing the job the fallen angels couldn't do, and that's being the true watchman of the Most High. Okay, we going to Genesis 2. Matter of fact, we just gonna start at the top. And it said, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, the daughters were born unto them. And the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair, and took them wives, all of which they chose. And the Elohim said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for they are also flesh, yet his days shall be numbered 120 years. And there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bore children in them, the same became mighty men, and were of old, and men of renown. And God saw the wickedness of, Yah saw the wickedness of the man, that it was great in the earth, and that every imagination and thought of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Elohim that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Elohim said, I will destroy man whom I've created from the face of the earth, both man, beast, and creeping thing, and fowls of the air, for it repenteth that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, right there we see that they tell the whole story, but they make it personal. It was a personal thing with the Most High man. Don't get me wrong, but they don't tell you. They don't give you no backdrop on what was going on and how this became to be. How giants were born. That was a major thing. They don't go into that fully. That's why we got the book of Enoch. You know, we got the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, and the Jubilees. You know. This is why people don't understand. You have to, if you want true knowledge, you're gonna have to go out there and research it yourself. They're not just gonna give it to you. A lot of people think they just gonna serve it to you on a plate true knowledge of this world. No, they want to keep you dumb. They want to keep you docile, keep you asleep. They're not trying to tell you the truth. So let's get a backdrop and let's get some details on what was going on when it said that the sons of God came down and made it with the daughters of men. You know, if you go Google right now, you can type in Egyptian, I don't know, Egyptian giants. You will find a picture in stone where it's an Egyptian. He's a bigger version of a man, and and there's a woman and a man. And they got two little people sitting in their lap, and the man, he's kissing on the little human being, or whatever the case may be. And then you got the other little human being on the lap of the woman pointing at the scene that's going on. This might be a manifestation of the fallen angels, the sons of God coming down main with the daughters of men. We know this couldn't possibly be right. They're sons of God. What are they doing main with children, with daughters of men, with your flesh? And they're holy. They're from the heavens. We're going to find out. Let's go into this. Okay. Let's read. We in the book of Enoch, chapter 6. Now we're going to find out some details on the situation. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied in those days, that there were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said one to another, Come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Samaja, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear that you will not indeed agree to this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of this great sin. I'm going to stop right there. What was that great sin? Them trying to have children like the daughters of men. Now, first of all, they're from the heavens, and the Most High, He haven't appointed them wives. We're going to go into that. They have no business trying to live like the human beings. They was only supposed to be trying to watch us and guide us and show us the holy way of living. Now, what they don't understand, at the end of the day, the fallen angels thought the Most High wouldn't understand their feelings. The Most High, He understood that by you seeing these people having children, you want to have some type of form of that. Now, He can't give it to you physically because you're from the heavens and y'all are supposed to be like children. But He could have made you sort of like a step-parent, because you don't have to physically bear the children, but you seeing the human beings progress and become smarter and become more spiritually in tune, it would have been just like you being a stepfather, just like Joseph. You know, Joseph wasn't the physical father of Yeshua, but he still probably got the glory, and the glory still came to his house by Yeshua being from his house. There's a lot of brothers out here who take sisters who the father of the children ain't there, and he take them children in like they theirs. There's no problem. So they would still have to glory in the same feelings of being a father if they would have stuck with the father's plan, but they decided that they wanted to take matters in their own hands. And that was that great sin. Now, we're going to come back to that. Let's go to Matthew 22 and 30. Because we got to prove that they not appointed wives, and that they were supposed to be like children in heaven. We already know children aren't supposed to have children. That's the problem out here today with society. You got children having children. And they go through hard times because, they don't understand. They learning on the job. So you got children where children, they make mistakes. The best of them, they come out of the rut and they learn how to be true parents. But you get a lot of kids out here who get hurt through children trying to raise children. The baby's 16, 17, and she got a baby on the way, and the baby father, he's a child himself. That's a recipe for disaster. We got to be patient. We got to be understanding. We can't move fast. Everybody want fast everything. Fast food, fast women, fast everything. We got to slow down and be patient. The Most High works patience. Let's go to Matthew 22, family. How everybody doing out there? Hope y'all doing good on this Shabbat. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I woke up early for this mess. I don't know where I got the energy from, but I'm up. I got to do it. And he said, hold up. 22 and 30. Okay, let me read. And Yeshua or Jesus answered unto them and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yah. For in resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as angels of Yah in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am Yah, I am the Elohim of Abraham, and the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. Elohim is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished in his doctrine. I'm going to start right there. As you see, the angels are not supposed to marry. The angels are not supposed to take they're not supposed to have children. They're not supposed to live like the human beings. They're supposed to be like Adam and Eve was before they committed their sin and decided they want to be grown. And that's either the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now the angels is when you in heaven, people don't understand why when you see pictures of angels, they're depicted as kids. But we are, if you read scripture, we know that angels are not children. Especially when they come on earth, they come looking like you and me, so you'll never know if you're dealing with an angel because that's how the Most High sent them on earth. But they're as children in heaven, and at least in these people know this. That's why they depict them as little white children with wings on the back of on their back. And that's why angels are always depicted as a child with wings, because you're a child in heaven. Now, everybody knows the number one lie that you believe in coming up as a child, and that's I want to be grown. I wish I was grown, man. Oh man, I can't wait till I grow up. That's the first lie the devil tell you. No, you want to stay a kid long as you can, really, because once you become a grown up, you have the knowledge of good and evil, and you have to make things happen. It's like no time for play anymore. It's serious, and that's the decision you make when you become grown. When you a child, ain't no worries. You don't know really good or evil. You just living, and you just learning yourself, really. When you become grown, you got to take care of a lot of other people other than yourself and keep them moving. Now, let's go back. We're going to come back to that thing. And I want to say, I didn't mention this. Nephilim. The Hebrew word for Nephilim is giants. The Hebrew word for angels is malak. It means messengers. Now, the word nephal means fall. Nephilim. That word is in the word Nephilim. Now, that means fall. The fallen ones. They got kicked out of heaven about this. We're going to go into the Revelations and explain the whole situation. But first, let me get to the book of Enoch right fast to let people understand what happened. Let's jump down to that. Okay, they made an agreement that they wasn't going to all go down in this great sin that they made, these fallen angels. Now let's get into what they did that's still in the DNA of the world today, this wicked world today. And it said all of the others together with them took to themselves wives, and each of them chose for himself one, and they began to go unto them and defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cuttings of roots, and made them acquainted with herbs. And they became pregnant. And they bore great giants, whose height were 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisition of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against the birds, the beasts, and the reptiles, and the fish, and to devour one another's flesh, and to drink the blood. And the earth laid an accusation against the lawless ones. Now we're going to stop right there. See, a lot just got explained right there. A lot of your questions that you have coming up in life, it just got explained right there. and you don't even know it. What did it say? It says they were 3,000 ells. Moses said we were in the book in Numbers 13 and 33, it says that we were grasshoppers in their height and their sights. I'm gonna go to that. Grasshoppers. So that's a little bit of what you can suspect on the height difference when it came to these giants that these women bore, who they had with fallen angels. So that's something from heaven made with something from earth, creating something that's genetically imbalanced. This is where you get the story of David and Goliath from. This is where you get Moses and fighting giants, and all of these Hebrews fighting giants and defeating them because we had the power of the Elohim. Now, what people don't understand is it says that they made charms and enchantments. This is where your spells come from. This is where all of your witchcraft and all of these things come from. They're the creators of it. They're the authors of it. They said the devil is the author of a lie. The devil definitely is the author of a lie. He's the author of confusion. Yeah, he was the main ringleader of this, but he had little minions and runts under him who got kicked out of heaven too. He had angels also. And this is what created the situation. There was a war on earth and there was a war in heaven about this. Let's keep reading. It said also that they sinned with the birds, the reptiles, and the beasts. What do you think dinosaurs come from? See, you don't see giants anymore. You don't see dinosaurs either. But they try to keep them alive through movies like Jurassic Park and, all of these different movies where they try to keep the dinosaur alive and keep the fear of dinosaurs alive to make you think, well, somewhere there might still be a dinosaur. See, all that was wiped out after the flood. That's why the flood had to happen. See, this is why they try to make dinosaurs friendly in the movies these days. Because when you think about a dinosaur, the real essence of a dinosaur, it does nothing but destroy. It doesn't do anything good for the earth. That's how you know it's not made from the Most High. Noah didn't take any dinosaurs on the boat because they weren't of the Most High. They were of the fallen angels. And they do these same things today where they genetically modify animals. I done seen all kind of things. They clone animals. They do all kind of things. That's why I said it's worse than before the flood. People are just living and being married just like before the flood. They're not worried about nothing. They're not worried about nothing coming to an end. They're not worried about the wickedness of the world catching up to the world. No, they're just going out living in the world. Not worried, but the Most High gonna show his hand. Best believe that. He's gonna show his hand. He said he's coming like a thief in the night. And while y'all partying and being married and not following the laws of the Most High, because everything's coming back around, just like Noah and just like Enoch went around the earth and tried to warn people of the coming of disaster of this wicked world. That's what we trying to do as Hebrew Israelites. We trying to warn everybody that disaster is coming. This wickedness can't continue. You know what I'm saying? It can't. If you think this wickedness is gonna continue, you can't believe it's a God. You can't believe in righteous judgment. His brother's still being hung. I read and hear about his brother still being hung and mutilated. His mother can't even see his body. Things like that are still going on. Things like Emmett Till are still going on today. Why everybody thinking everything is hunky-dory and everybody got a fair chance? Come on, man. Just face reality, man. Just face reality. You know, it is what it is. That's why it's the Hebrew life around here. And I'm for my people, man. It's my people first, and then we'll see about everybody else. We in the worst condition. We doing the worst as any people in the earth. So why would I be looking to help anybody else except my own? When we doing the worst out of everybody. But that's where dinosaurs come from. They sin with the birds and the bees and everything else. That's why they have to go. Let's go to. We're gonna go to Revelation 12. We're gonna go to Revelation 12. A lot of people don't understand Revelation 12. See, Revelation 12 is, I don't know if anybody ever played the Mario game. I said this before, but if you start at the beginning of the level, if you turn around and walk backwards, you could beat the game. That's kind of how like Revelation 12 is. It gives you the whole insight on the scriptures and what's going on within the scriptures. You know, the whole story is a parable. But in this parable, it's going to tell you about the war in heaven. It's going to tell you about what Hashatan was looking to do, and what happened. And these angels who defeated him, Raphael and Michael and all of these different angels of the Most High who kept it real with the Most High. When the Most High sent a few of his angels to do a job, they didn't want to do it. They wanted to follow Hashatan, so you got to go with Hashatan. Okay, let's read. If anybody ain't never heard of Revelation 2, I'm just going to read this because they said the Bible was homosexual and all of these different things. And they said there's no woman in the Bible, but we all know that the woman is Israel. We're going to read about it in Revelation 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon the head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another great wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto Yah, unto his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, and she had a place prepared of Yah, that she should feed there 1,260 days. We're going to stop right there. Okay. It said there was a great red dragon. This is where everybody get the devil being red and with horns. This is where they get this concept from. It's straight out of Revelations. Now, it's not depicted exactly how they depict it on TV, but you get the picture. It also says that he drew a third part of the stars and did cast them to the earth. This is him getting a third of the heavens to agree with him and being kicked out. This is him creating his angels right there, getting them to agree. He's agreeing. He's trying to take out the light, the original light. When the Most High said, "Let there be light" in Genesis, that's what Hashatan is doing. He's being jealous. You know what I'm saying? In the wrong ways. He was supposed to praise Yeshua when he came, but it's just a lot of wickedness going on. Let's jump to the war though. Let's jump to the war and what happened and how it correlates with the book of Enoch and how it correlates with the fallen angels and why they became the fallen and how they became the fallen. Let's get to that. And there was a war in heaven. And Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. That go to fallen right there, the fallen angels. The dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. See, it wasn't even a fight. When you're going against the Most High, it's not even a fight. A lot of people think that the devil has a certain amount of power and God has a certain amount of power, and they're battling and duking it out. You know what I'm saying? But God's going to win. Like this is a cartoon or a TV show or something like that. No, they prevail not. It's not even going to be a fight when you're going against the Most High. It's not happening. And neither was it a place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And he was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of Yah and the power of the Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elohim day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, that you dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. It means death. Woe means death. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. We're going to stop right there. You had to drop some jewels on you right fast, though. Now you understand what's going on. The devil and his minions are mad. They have been kicked out of heaven for trying to live like you. Now they have reversed the whole game. Now they entice you to live like them and do things that they've taught you, things that ain't even correct order of the heavens, things that's of the heaven but not of the correct order. Just like you see people try to do today. They try to live in luxury, but they rob people to get it. How could you live comfortably in luxury and having something if you done robbed everybody to get it? Now you got to look behind your back every time you walk. That's not true wealth, because you took it from another man to get it. So therefore, you probably going to lose it from another man taking it from you or the government when they catch up to you, whatever the case may be. Now, let's jump back into the book of Enoch. We're going to go to Enoch chapter 15 so you can understand a little more about these fallen angels and their situation on what they did with the Most High and how he took it. This is why they became the fallen, trying to deal with the devil and what he wanted to do, which is live like the human beings, and he wanted to be the chosen. He don't want Yeshua to be the chosen. And all of these things correlated and happened, and he could, and, you know, this is what happens when you disobey the Most High, when you don't follow orders. You know, the devil enticed Adam and Eve, and here you see the fallen angels under the devil enticing mankind. And he answered, this is Enoch chapter 5. And he answered and said to me, I heard his voice. Fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man, scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice, and go and say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to intercede for them, you should intercede for men, and not man for you. Wherefore have you left the high and holy and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begot giants as your sons? With a question mark. Like, really? The Most High saying, like, really, fam? And though you were holy and spiritual, living the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of man have lusted after the flesh and blood, as those who also do who die and perish. Like we do through Adam and Eve. We die and perish. So this is something the Most High given us. Let's keep reading. Therefore I have given them wives also, that they might impregnate them and beget children by them, that thus nothing might be wanting for them on earth. This is the whole reason why we beget children. So nothing is wanting for us on earth. It was never for the fallen angels. Like I said earlier, they could have got the same feeling of being a father or through guiding us in a proper manner and watching us evolve. But no, they want to have it firsthand. They want to have their cake and eat it too. You can't be from the high and eternal heaven and do fleshly things that the Most High done permitted Adam and Eve to do. To let time go by in their life. So they don't want for nothing. Totally out of line. And they know better. See, the Most High ain't going to hold them accountable like Adam and Eve, who were children, who made a mistake. See, these was grown men. It's just like you in the household, and you got an older child and you got a younger child. You're going to hold the older child more accountable because they know the game. They already know how you get out. They already know the system of the household. Ain't no need to play. And when you the oldest and you misleading the younger children, now you spoiled rotten. You sour. Now you got to go. You gotta get up out this household, and that's what happened. The Most High put them out of the household. Yeah, they were the sons of God, but as you see, the Most High, he gonna deal how he deal. Whether you a son of God or not, if you come with unrighteousness, you gotta go. This is why brothers don't need to get puffed up with pride because they've been in the truth 20 years, 5 years, or 5 months, 5 weeks. You don't need to get puffed up with pride because the Most High will break you down. It don't matter how high you is. Just like Saint, and I'm going to read that, Saint was high in the highest spot and he lost his spot because he got puffed up with pride. We must stay humble. Let me continue to read. But you were formerly spiritual, living an eternal life and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wise for you. For as for the spiritual ones of heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. Now giants who are produced from the spirits and the flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. And evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies because they were born from man, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. And they shall be evil spirits on the earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of earth, which are born upon the earth, on earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of man and against women, because they have proceeded from them. Now, there you go right there with the fallen angels. The fallen. Now you understand that they are evil spirits on the earth. They are all of these different things, these paranormal things you see on earth. The ghosts, the aliens, the Sasquatches, all these different things. This is who behind it. The technology you see today, that's knowledge of the fallen. They gave it to ancient Egypt, Isis and Osiris. These are fallen angels. People don't understand this though. All these great myths about these great characters who emulate people of the scriptures. They understood the heavens, but they didn't understand everything. They knew it was written. They already knew the story that was coming to the earth that was going to be manifest through man. This is how they tried to imitate it before it came, through Isis and Osiris and all these different gods. The Babylonian gods. These are fallen angels. Mesopotamia. People don't understand this though. The Olmecs, all of these statues, you know what I'm saying? All these wood, that's why the Most High said wood and stone. Because that's what people use to worship themselves. Nimrod with the Tower of Babel, all these things, and they wonder where is these steps coming from? How can human beings, why is these steps not made for human beings? Who are these big steps made for? Who is these big thrones made for? Why is everything in pyramid formation? How are they aligned with the stars? How do we know that before telescopes? See, people don't understand these things. This is knowledge of the fall. It been on earth in the days of Enoch, and it was on the earth before the flood and after the flood. This is how you get David and Goliath. That's the giants, the DNA, the sons of Enoch, slowly dwindling. Let's go there. Numbers 13 and 33. What's up, family? Everybody, how everybody doing out there? I hope y'all enjoying the lesson. Let's go to Numbers 13 and 33. We're going to read about the giants in the Holy Scriptures now, in the Holy Bible. Just in case they try to tell you, oh, well, he need the book of Enoch. This is all coming from the book of Enoch. That's why I don't deal with the book of Enoch, because it's making stuff up. Let's see if this correlates. Let's see if we just making stuff up, or if giants really exist, and this thing behind giants could possibly be true, and the book of Enoch could possibly be correlating with the truth of the matter. Let's read. And it says, we're gonna start at verse 32. And they brought up an evil report in the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land which we have gone to search, and the land eateth up its inhabitants. Therefore all the people we saw in it are men of great stature. See these, and let's keep reading. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Enoch, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sights as grasshoppers, and so were in their sights. So there you go. He's saying we're grasshoppers in their sights. This is what caused the children of Israel to walk through the desert for 40 years until the older folks died and until the young grew up, because the Most High wasn't letting them come into the land because of what they had did. They did not want to. They want to go back to Egypt. When the Most High said, "I go to land of milk and honey," they didn't want to. They didn't want to jump on it. They were scared. They didn't understand the power of the Most High, how He could put these big giants of great stature into the hands of grasshoppers to be defeated. Let's read. Let's read. What is it? Let's jump up to Numbers 14 and 9. It says, only rebel not against the Elohim, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Elohim is with us. Fear them not. But all the congregation bathed them with stones, and the glory of the Elohim appeared in the tabernacle before the children of Israel. And the Elohim said unto Moses, how long will these people provoke me? How long will they ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will smite them with pestilence and disinherit them, and will make thee a greater nation and a mightier than they. See, Moses had to stop the Elohim from taking these people out. We these same people, we don't listen to none. The Most High, He performed miracles in our life all the time. Time in and time out, we just curse him to his face. He don't understand how we could be such a rebellious people. He just split the sea, brought us out of Egypt, and now these people trying to grab stones to stone the prophets, Moses and Aaron, because they ready to go back to Egypt, and they scared because the Most High brought them to this land of milk and honey, and it's inhabited by Canaanites and these giants, and they don't want to take it. See, that's what happened. They had a faith so they couldn't come into the land. That's what it says in Numbers 14 and 31. But your little ones, which ye said shall be prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which you have despised. I don't know what's going on with the video, family, but I'm going to keep the lesson going. Keep the lesson going. Can anybody hear me out there? Check something out. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, okay. Y'all still okay. Okay, I'm going to continue with the lesson then. Let's go to Isaiah 14 and 12. Before I end this lesson. Let's go to Isaiah 14 and 12, because people got to understand what happened. This lesson is called the fallen, so it will only be right to talk about the number one stunner who fell, and that's Hashatan, Lucifer. Yeah, the ringleader of everything. The ringleader of everything. Hold up, though. I forgot to tell y'all something. See, these angels, they think they showed everybody something. Let's go back into the book of Enoch in the 16th chapter. Now I'm going to read. You have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you. And you knew worthless ones, and these in the hardness of your heart have you made known to women, and through the mysteries women and men work much evil on the earth. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace. See, these angels, They thought what they taught to man was everything in heaven, but the Most High said he ain't, all the mysteries of heaven haven't been revealed to y'all, to these fallen angels. So these things and these rituals you practice that's other heavens and these things people do is not, it's worthless. It's not even 90% of what go on in heaven. They took a little bit of what goes on in heaven and they ran with it. Just like it won't be no different. They the first traders. They the first backstabbers. They the originators of doing that. Let's jump back to Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14, chapter 14. Let's read. For the Elohim will have mercy, and yet will choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers should be joined to them, and they should cleave into the house of Jacob. Let's jump down to verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Let me read that again. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which thou weakenest the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is, let me start right there. This is why Hashatan got bounced up out of the kingdom. I will be like the Most High. This is what he imitates. I want people to understand the fallen angels and devils, they're just master imitators. They just imitate the kingdom that's coming. And they try to sell it to people as if it's already here. That you can get your happiness and your kingdom on earth, and you can't. You can't. That's the lie they selling. You could get a piece of the kingdom while you're still living. You only get small joys in life, so you can make it through. This is only the first level. The devil and it is minions, the fallen angels, the master imitators. They want to be like the Most High. This is why they, through different gods, you know what I'm saying, they get people to serve through them. Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Islam or Egyptian or whatever, all these different religions, Catholic, Christian. These are all fallen angels and entities that are not of the Most High. And they get people to follow them and to serve them. And they get your energy. They the true vampires. People need to wake up and understand this. Let me continue to read. And it says, I will ascend. He said, he said, I will be like the Most High. Let's get back to that. He said, I will ascend the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see shall see narrowly and look upon thee and consider thee, and saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, go down to the stones of the pit, and a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed the land, slain the people, and the seeds of the evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers that do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Elohim of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name of the remnant and the sons and the nephews, saith the Elohim. I will also make it a possession for the bittern, and for the pool and the pools of water I will sweep it in the bosom of destruction, saith the Elohim of hosts. The Elohim of hosts have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purpose, and so have I on purpose. So shall it stand. And I will break the Assyrian in my land and upon the mountains and tread him underfoot. And then shall his yoke depart from off of him, and his burden depart from off his shoulders. The devil, he going down, man. He the first fallen. That's why I said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? He was number one. He was number one. He lost his position though. He failed. And us in the truth, we can't fall. That's what the chosen, this is what the fallen want us to do. They are evil spirits. So when people do things out of character and they can't stand the truth, or they find themselves getting out of character, this is of the fallen. We must learn how to fight them. We got to fight them through prayer and fasting and stand in the scriptures and not handling situations in the flesh, but handling in the spirit by going through the scriptures, finding out, okay, what did the prophets do in this situation? What would the prophets do in this situation? I don't want to take things in my own hands because my heart pumps evil as a man, so I must stay in the spirit. If you don't, you're going to lose because you're going to start taking things into your own hands and into your own thoughts, and it's not going to be the right decision to make. This is why the Most High is here. This is why he sent watchers. This is why we are the watchers. We are the kings. We are the priests. We must continue to stand the truth. It's like people don't believe this because, you know what I'm saying, they don't see it today. But you can constantly go online and you can constantly watch documentaries on the History Channel about giants, about them finding bones in the earth of large stature. You can constantly go into Egypt today and you can see monuments of big, large human beings and smaller ones underneath them, and people just think, oh, it's just a manifestation of them being gods. No, this actually was happening. There's people actually that size. See, the fallen angels, they got locked up and they had to watch their children kill each other. That's what happened when you working with wickedness. It don't end well. Well, I think we're going to call it a day on that one, family. It's been good with y'all. I will be back with some more lessons. Got a lot more lessons cooking up, and I'm happy to be back and happy to see everybody, in tune and taking in this lesson on the fall. If you don't understand something more you want to know, hit me up in the comment board. I'll answer your question. There's no problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help the lost sheep, and that's what I'm here for. I love all my brothers and sisters out there, all my aunts and the calves out there. Shalom, brothers. Shalom.